Welcome to Best Most. I am your host, Jose Jogo Gonzalez. This is the podcast where we ask the questions, what is the best or what is the most? We ask questions like, what is the most catchy song in a non-musical and non-animated feature film? Or who is the best TV show sidekick? Before each episode, I ask our online community a question that our guests had chosen as our topic. I then go over the community answers with our guests, and we also discuss our own answers. You can check out and answer the questions on the best.most.pod Instagram page. Join the conversation. Our guest today is a fellow podcaster. He has been hosting the Rodriguez Show podcast for 11 years. He has a YouTube channel with his wife called Carla and Cesar, where they do music reactions and an advice podcast. I would like to welcome to Best Most, Cesar Rodriguez. Hi, and nice to meet you.
Hey, great to meet you, man. Great to be here, man. I'm excited to be here. Just want to excuse myself. My voice is a little bit hoarse, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to power through it.
Heck yeah, let's do this. Okay, so let's get into it. So today's question is, who is the best artist that made great music after leaving a band? As always, our guest chooses the question for the episode. Cesar Rodriguez, what made you choose this question?
Yeah, so when I was looking at your show, I was like, well, what is something I really want to talk about? Who is an artist that I really want to talk about? So I decided on the artist first, and I was like, well, what question can apply to them? And then that's why I chose the question. So I kind of reverse engineered it. I was like, who's somebody that I can talk about right now that I really am enjoying? And that's kind of how it worked.
Damn, that's cool. I've heard that before. So let's go into our community picks. We're going to go back and forth. So guess first. So what do you got?
Okay, so the big one I think that people will say is Michael Jackson. That was my friend Kid Vista. He sent me that one. Michael Jackson left the Jackson 5 and then, became one of the biggest artists of all time, if not the biggest artist of all time.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy one. Yeah, I think I have someone else that chose Michael Jackson too, but that's a huge solo artist that just became massive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a freaking movie named after him. Brian Driley, he chose Peter Cetera from the band Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good band.
Yeah, I love Chicago. They have some of the 52624 song. That song goes crazy.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
That's like a guitar solo that just blows my mind every time. Okay, so another big one, Beyonce. Beyonce was in Destiny's Child, and now she's also one of the biggest artists of all time. Beyonce, I mean, that was like my second pick, I would say, if I had to pick another one after the one I picked, because she's just such a big, influential artist, and everything she does is like such a spectacle. And I'm just a big fan. I've seen her a few times. I saw her at SoFi Stadium for the Renaissance tour, just blown away by her. And even that's what I was going to say, even about Michael Jackson and Destiny's Child, is that they had big hits already. So these people didn't have to do that. Like, they didn't have to go solo, but then they did. And they just went even further than you ever could think of,
Yeah. Yeah. It's what's crazy about like Beyonce is, she's a part of that group of performers or artists that you don't have to be a huge fan of to know that she's amazing. Yeah. Like, she's undeniably great and iconic. So yeah, that's great. Beyonce is a great pick. So A Whisked Away, he chose John Frusciante from Red Hot Chili Peppers. He said, well, he left the Red Hots, then went back, then left again. I think his solo stuff was pretty good. I know I really liked this one song, and I think I had seen John Frusciante's solo project. I think he opened up at the Glass House for the Mars Volta one time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Not too bad. Pretty good.
What did he stick with, like alternative music? Is that, or how would you describe his style when he went solo?
I would say it's fairly. It's not as funky as Red Hot Chili Peppers at all. It's a little bit more kind of like guitar. It's like really guitar driven, almost epic sounding, almost like a score of like like who's that? Robert, like Robert Rodriguez,
Yeah,
the film director.
Yeah,
a lot of his movies have that weirdly kind of epic guitar kind of scoring.
Mhm, mhm.
It kind of reminded me of that from what I remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that. I like Robert Rodriguez because you tell he, like, puts his soul in the music too when he's making those movies, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely check out John Frusciante's solo stuff for sure.
Oh, okay. So Dr. Dre was somebody else. That was my last one here. So worked with NWA, and in the
Mm,
'80s was World Class Wrecking Crew. It was more like '80s dance music, and so him going solo, and then I mean now he's just a producer and doesn't do many solo albums, but he had like some of the biggest albums of all time, like The
yeah.
Chronic. That's a very influential album to me, and that's just somebody that just had to do his own thing, you know?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
kinda cool because, like, going from NWA, who was huge
Hmm.
at that time, and pretty legendary now, and then going into, like, like, he and Snoop Dogg kind of did their own thing
Hmm.
and, just becoming massive, and, I think that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think for me, the creation of G-Funk, like, it was, like, rapping over funk music, so, when I listened to that, it was like, I love this, but also wanna hear what they're sampling, and then, like, unlocked a whole other world of, like, funk and soul music that I hadn't known at that
Uh,
point when I was a kid, so it was such a cool thing. That's why I think it's, like I think to me, Dr. Dre's album, The Chronic, is, like, my favorite hip-hop album of all time for that reason.
and,
Yeah.
what's cool about their samples too is, like, as you mentioned, I always think it's a nice, like, little Easter egg hunt in a way.
Mhm.
Like, when you listen to an album and then, like, you kinda go out in the world and you hear one of a song that they sampled from, and you're like, "Oh, shit. This this is that song."
Yeah, and even in the 2001 album, what he did was he recreated the samples and made them, like, more with, like, an orchestra and stuff, so, like, some of the songs where I was like, "I'm never gonna hear that original version because the original version is not as good as even the version he recreated sometimes." I mean,
Oh,
obviously,
shoot.
respect to those songs, but,
Yeah.
like, Explosive, there's that song Explosive, that sample that
Oh,
that
yeah.
is, like that original one is not the same that he sampled, and it's, like, a little bit more chill, but I don't know. You got me going about Dr. Dre.
So, let's see, Mr. Sam Slick, he chose Curtis Mayfield. He said, "Created a massive legacy after leaving The Impressions."
Yeah, "Move On Up," my favorite song. A lot of his songs. Honestly, I'll tell you something. So, I sometimes DJ under a name called Curtis Winfield because I combined Curtis Mayfield and, Jules Winfield from Pulp Fiction. So,
Oh,
Curtis
cool.
Mayfield is, like, a big influence on me. I try to DJ, like, soul and, like, funk music and under that name, so that's yeah, he's a big one. That's funny that you mentioned that.
Awesome. Good choice, Mr. Sam Slick.
Yeah.
Stephen Joseph Craig, he chose Ozzy and Ice Cube.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, another one from NWA.
Yeah, right. It's almost like they chose the best people for NWA to kind of become huge successes.
Yeah, yeah.
Jason Chavez, he chose Corey Feldman after leaving the Goonies, and he said, "I've got a real answer soon." So then later on, he sent me another message. He said, "The easy answer is like John or Paul,
Yeah,
but didn't make better music, but good." And then
yeah.
aside from the Beatles, he said Morrissey, and he said, "Change answer to Bjork or both."
Yeah, I didn't know Bjork was in a band or in a group before.
The Sugar Cubes, yeah.
Oh, wow. I always just thought of her, like, as being her own, like, enigma, her own thing, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So the next one is Don Juan Estrada. This guy always brings the heat with his answers. So Chris Cornell's work outside of Soundgarden, worth listening to.
Mhm.
Throwing out a perfect circle for Maynard, although it's not his creation per se. Ice Cube after NWA. Bjork left the Sugar Cubes. Kathleen Hanna did good stuff after Bikini Kill with the Julie Ruin and La Tigra. Dennis Ligzen from The Refused. Peter Murphy did a great album. He's the lead singer of Bauhaus. And then he said,
Oh,
"Oh,
nice.
duh." Iggy Pop after he left the Stooges. Jack White is releasing dope stuff. I think Haley Williams gets some love here after Paramore.
Mhm.
A lot
Yeah,
to unpack right there. Yeah.
it's true. That's a good list.
Yeah. He always has great answers. I would say, so I did know about the Bjork before he mentioned it with the Sugar Cubes. Um, I didn't, admittedly, I didn't really listen to a lot of the Sugar Cubes, so I can't really say
Mhm.
if they made really great stuff. But I'm sure they did. Who knows?
Yeah.
Kathleen Hanna, I recently got into a slight deep dive with her. Um, Singular talent. really great musician or singer,
Mhm.
but also her book is really good.
You said Chris Cornell. I think that's a good pick from Soundgarden. I liked Audio Slave, Rage Against the Machine, like
Yeah.
band with him singing. That was great from the early 2000s.
Yeah, I think his voice fit their band's aesthetic really well too.
Hmm.
Are you a Maynard fan, like a Tool fan?
No, I think that's like my only one of my only blind spots is Tool. Is just some a band I never really got into. I not that I don't like it. I just never took the time to like. Okay, I'm gonna check out Tool now. You know?
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm missing out, and I just haven't really kind of sat with it.
yeah. And I feel like it also like music depends on what year or when where you are in your life to listen to it. Because I
Hmm.
used to not like LCD sound system when I was like in like teens, early 20s, and now I'm like, this is amazing. I have the
Yeah.
patience for it now. And so I think it just depends on like how old you are sometimes.
So when you were a teen, did you know about LCD Sound System though?
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
didn't.
would.
I didn't at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just like I don't know how I found out. I think I heard the Daft Punk song that Daft Punk is playing at my house, and I was like, "Oh, that's
Oh,
cool." And then just because in my 20s when I started going to like Coachella and stuff, they were there, and I was like, "What?" And then I started getting into it, and I didn't really even then like my first Coachella ever, 2012. I went to see Radiohead, and I saw it and I appreciated it, and that's what made me a fan. But before I was like, I don't know about Radiohead, which is a crazy thing to say, but yeah, I don't know. It just takes like paying attention and like actually getting into it to appreciate it.
yeah. Well, like Radiohead, I remember listening to Pablo Honey, and I was like, I don't know about Radiohead.
Yeah.
And then years later, I was like, oh shit, Radiohead.
Yeah.
But if you like Pablo Honey, hey, enjoy it. No big
Yeah.
deal. Let's see. Uh, David Antonio Garcia, he chose Father John Misty. He said short-lived drummer for Fleet Foxes, but I
Mhm.
think his career has eclipsed Fleet Foxes. Mark Kozelik made some great albums in the 90s, made better music in the 2000s and the 10s.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I do like Father John Misty,
Mm.
but I also really, really, really like Fleet Foxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like Fleet Foxes had I mean, but I guess the question like, who made great music after, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't know if Father John Misty eclipsed Fleet Foxes. That's a
Yeah.
hard one to say.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that he eclipsed him, but I do think that they're known pretty well as separate entities. Like Father John Misty, like is still pretty big on his own,
Yeah,
and it just I guess it depends on like whether you feel like the music lived up to what he was making with Fleet Foxes, and I
yeah.
don't know.
True, and last one I have here from the community is, Bass Boomer 83. He chose Michael Jackson, which is
Yeah.
full circle, what we talked about earlier, so
Yeah.
yeah, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Undeniable greatness. And I
Hmm.
think we've talked about Michael Jackson in previous episodes,
Yeah.
so we're not going to go into him now, but
Yeah.
good choice, really good
Yeah.
choice. So now is the time to go into our personal picks. So again, today's question is who is the best artist that made great music after leaving a band? Cesar Rodriguez, what is your answer for this question?
It's gonna be Jack White for me. Jack
Oh,
White is somebody left the White Stripes, obviously created anthems with the White Stripes, but I think after he went on his own, he created a genre of music that it just it encapsulates like the swag of like hip hop, but like in his own version of it. And so I think what he created after the White Stripes, even though the White Stripes have Seven Nation Army, which is like a song recognized all over the world, I think that that's great, and that's like one thing of it. And I love the White Stripes, but Jack White on his own right now, what he's doing with music, and just the way that he advocates for like records and like still trying to keep like vinyl alive, and like has been successful at it because now it's like a thing again. Like it goes in cycles. I just feel like he's doing a lot for music, and he needs to be appreciated more. Not that
oh,
he's not, but
yeah, I think so too. You know, it's like some artists kind of come and go, and I think he's just like here to stay for as
Mhm.
long as he's alive and as long as he's being creative, for sure.
Yeah. And it did take a minute. Like after the White Stripes, he started doing a little more like Southern influenced like rock music. even more like banjos and kind of banjo violin combinations. And
Uh-huh.
I was listening to it before we started recording, and I was like, it was cool. But once he started going into more like heavier rock sounds, like further than he did with the White Stripes, I was in my mind every time I listen to a record, and my mind's like blown. I'm like, where's this guy gonna go next?
Yeah. Well, even like with the what is it, the Raconteurs?
Hmm.
He was yeah, I like his solo stuff a little bit more than Raconteurs for sure, a
Yeah,
lot more. But
yeah,
yeah, that guy's super talented, man. I
yeah.
remember a funny, stupid fun fact was I remember when he first cut his hair, that's the picture I would show to my barber, and I'd be like, "This."
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I
Yeah, that
can
guy
see
just
that.
has style for days as well. So,
You know, what's funny is when now that he has longer hair, I saw him performing on SNL during the pandemic, and I
mhm.
was like, "I wanna have hair like that," and I kinda got that's so we both got inspired
Yeah.
hair-wise by him as well.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, did you have any other choices or any, like, runners up or anything like that?
Oh, I had mentioned Beyoncé, and
Mhm.
so the person had done that, and then I did wanna mention the song that Jack White and Beyoncé did together,
Oh,
adult called "Don't Hurt Yourself" off her Lemonade album. I think that is, like, 2 people coming together and creating, like, such a dope song, and it's like if Beyoncé sang a Jack well, it is, it's like her singing a Jack White song because he definitely, like, wrote that for her,
yeah.
and it's such a powerful song, and yeah, I mean, other than yeah, Michael Jackson was my other one, but we went into that already. But those are some great people, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I do have a couple of picks.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go with my talk about my honorable mention first. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but, have you heard of a artist named Sasami before?
No.
So she's a solo artist. She goes by the name of Sasami. Her full name is Sasami Ashworth, I guess. It's just her first name.
Mhm.
But she was in a band called Cherry Glazer. That was
Okay.
not a huge internationally known band, but a
Yeah.
pretty fairly known band. And she was a keyboardist. I would say she's really good. Um, Also, I guess another runner up is Bjork. I had that for sure. Q became more of an undeniable artist and singular voice in music. There are a few artists that have a very specific voice and sound, and she's one of them.
Mhm.
But my main artists, and initially Jason Chavez mentioned that in the Beatles they made great music, and then the the members made good music going out of the Beatles. But I do think that your question was mostly what made great music after, right?
Mhm.
But not to say that they didn't make great music before, but
Mhm.
still made great music. I think John Lennon made great music with the
Mhm.
Beatles, but also made some great music on his own.
Yeah.
Um, so I just wrote this really quick. John Lennon has a gift of writing meaningful, beautiful, vulnerable, hurtful at times, raw and fully well-rounded lyrics that express a whole emotional, relatable idea. He has like a gift to make concise lyrics within his solo work. He has even more honest shit. I'm just gonna go off the heart. So pretty much, I do, I do think that he makes very honest music. A lot of his music wasn't quite consistent. Like, I wouldn't
Mhm.
say John Lennon's solo career was full on, like, all the good stuff, everything was amazing and
Mhm.
bangers, but I will say that there are, like, amazing anthems that we listen to today,
Mhm.
like, Instant Karma or, Imagine
Mhm.
or, there's so many of them. Um, so to me, I think he made great music outside of the Beatles as well,
Yeah.
and yeah, like, he's one of my favorite artists. Maybe not my favorite people, but one of my
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But, yeah, I get what
But
you're saying, like, he did make stuff where he I guess out of all the Beatles, 'cause Paul McCartney with Wings and stuff, but Paul McCartney on his own, there's no Imagine there that I can think of at this moment, maybe I could be
yeah.
definitely wrong, but, I mean, Imagine is such a big, like, song. It also kinda is even further than John Lennon at this point, but the fact that it traces back to him is really cool.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
because even if you have, like, okay, you have Paul McCartney, Maybe I'm Amazed, you have a few,
yeah,
some bangers with Paul, right? But
mhm,
I would say that, like, you have a whole lot more with John
mhm,
and kind of more heartfelt songs that you
mhm,
could feel,
mhm, yeah,
like, I think Paul McCartney did really great in making a really great pop songs, I just don't feel like a lot of his songs, and I don't want to like, if you love Paul McCartney, fucking love him because he's an
Yeah.
amazingly talented songwriter.
Mm,
But I always felt like John Lennon wrote songs that you could feel.
yeah.
And George, I felt George was great too. I think his first album, All Things Must Pass,
Mm,
was amazing.
yeah.
Um, but I'd say like throughout the years, I wouldn't say I remembered a lot of George songs.
No, no. I think what you're saying about John Lennon is correct, man. It's just somebody that has stood the test of time as a songwriter. I mean, the Beatles in general, but John Lennon specifically, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
it's funny that now that you've mentioned him, like I have thought of a few other examples of people that are like have created music that stood like even the example we used for the story when you posted it, it was Harry Styles, right? One
Mhm.
Direction. Even though you remember the songs, you're like, oh, they were fun pop songs. Like he's making music that's like really hitting now on his
Yeah.
own. Like some of the really emotional tracks that you're like, wow, I didn't expect this from the one guy from One Direction.
Oh, for sure.
Like that evolution, you know?
Well, also like I partly put his picture there because there's a joke on
Mm,
the thing. But
yeah.
Harry Styles, if you really think about it, you could be a fan or not. I do
Hmm.
think that Harry Styles kind of does pop in a different way, like his his
Hmm.
his his own way, and I don't.
Hmm.
I think that's pretty impressive, really.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody that's, like, authentic, like, you can look at him and be like, That's person he's just who he is, like, he's not faking it for us, like, that's just him."
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And he does take a
Yeah,
lot of swings with style and like how
mhm,
he approaches his career. I think, but for sure, Harry Styles. By the way, I do like that you're. I do feel like there's a lot of people who are very not close-minded, I don't wanna say that, but
mhm,
they kinda, like, go towards a certain type of music,
mhm,
and they live there for a good while,
yeah.
in general. I think you seem very, like, open. Just even talking about the Harry Styles thing and then Beyoncé, I'm like, "Dude, that's pretty impressive. That's really cool."
Yeah, I think there was a certain point in my life where I'm like, a good song is a good song. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what genre it is. Like, if it's good music, I'm going to listen to it. A funny story about that. I was in a room where I was working in an ice cream store like years ago, and it was me and two other guys, and they were playing Rihanna on the radio. And the guy was like, "We need to change this. There's three grown men listening to Rihanna. We can't do this." And I was like, "What are you talking about? This is a great song." I think that was the moment where I was like, "Who cares? If I listen to a good song, I'm just going to enjoy it. Who cares
Yeah.
who sings it?
Yeah, exactly.
What does it matter?"
Yeah, dude,
uh,
because it's true. I'm the same way. I
yeah.
love pop music. I mean, again, growing up with Michael Jackson,
Hmm.
with Prince, Madonna, like with just so many artists. It's hard to. And again, I was in a band. I was a singer, and writing melodies is not very easy.
Mm-mm. Mm.
Writing good melodies is not very easy, and having a great voice. I didn't have a great voice. I had an okay
Mm.
voice, but like you could appreciate a great voice,
Mhm. Yeah.
and a great melody. So to me, like Justin Bieber, uh, Britney Spears, all those kind of people, like to me, I'm like, dude, you can say what you want about these people, but their voices are amazing, and whoever
Mhm.
wrote that melody, even if it wasn't them,
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah,
Yeah. Like, anybody that can get to Justin Bieber's level, they can't get there without the talent, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
Like, even everything else is what it is, like the circus, the media circus of it all, but, like, he got to this position because he had that raw talent to get him there,
yeah,
um, you know?
I agree.
Before I know we've been going for a bit, but I wanted to mention somebody that like, maybe they didn't make the best music, or I don't know, this is just what I'm thinking. David Byrne from the Talking Heads, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
he makes amazing music, but people still wanna go back to the Talking Heads stuff. Like, that's just
yeah.
like, his sets, like, the songs that get the bigger reactions are the Talking Heads songs, but he's still a genius, you know?
Yeah, I thought about, David Byrne because I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, shit, David Byrne's, like, genius."
Mhm.
Also a very good book too.
Mm.
But anyways, but then I was thinking, I'm like, yeah, the same thing. I was like, with Talking Heads, I think he made great songs. That's what he's known for.
Mhm.
Um, I probably really kinda like there's this one song I really like called, like, something Not a Home or I forgot what he had this really good song, and it was in the
Mhm.
soundtrack with this movie with Topher Grace,
Mhm.
that I had heard, and I was like, "Fuck, that's a great song."
Mhm.
So I didn't really dig into his solo stuff, but, um, yeah, I don't know. Is it great or is it good, or have you heard any of his stuff?
Yeah, there's a song called "Strange Overtones," I would suggest that, but And yeah, it's not. I mean, to me, like the Talking Heads, the "Stop Making Sense" album is like
Yeah,
amazing, and so nothing is gonna beat that for that he puts out. But he still makes stuff where I'm like, I still enjoy this song. So I
yeah,
would say great, but I wouldn't say he's one of the greatest artists that had left a band and made even better music. You know,
for sure.
but it's still, I don't want to diminish him. He's still
At
amazing.
all.
Yeah.
No, yeah, dude, and plus he's had, like, a certain renaissance too with
Hmm.
his, Broadway show too,
Hmm. Yeah.
um, which is great. Have you ever seen it? It's so fucking good, dude.
I've seen it how like he incorporates like there's no like people, there's no band setup. It's just everybody's in a group, they're dancing,
Yeah.
and the instruments are attached to them, and it's so cool.
It's so good. Yeah, David Byrne is still amazing.
Yeah,
So that has been our show. Thanks for joining us on this journey, Caesar. Did you have fun?
it was fun, man. It was fun talking about music. I don't get a chance to sit there and just talk music with somebody, as often.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah. So is there anything that you would like to plug or anyone that you would like to do a shout out for?
Yeah, so the Rodriguez show, I interview artists. I've been interviewing music, creatives, honestly, because it started with just bands and then, or started with rappers and then it bands. And now it's like, if you're a creative person, I want to talk to you about your story. So I've been doing that for 11 years at the Rodriguez show on YouTube. My wife, Carla, and I, we have a music reaction channel, Carla and Caesar. We listen to new albums and we react to them. And then we also do a self-help advice kind of podcast because we do a lot of self-help work. So we talk about like the work that we do, and then
That's
we do
cool.
like Reddit "Am I the asshole?" questions. And then I found out that everybody does that on YouTube, but it's fun to do. And then yeah, and then I also freelance podcasts for people. So if anybody's like listening, they want to start a podcast, hit me up at Rodriguez Podcast, and I can help you get started.
Cool. All good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I'm gonna put a link to your YouTube channel on the show as well,
awesome,
so people can find that. And again, thank you to anyone who answered our questions, our question, and also thank you for listening. If you're listening and want to know where to find the questions for future episodes, add best.most.pod on Instagram. Also, rate, like, comment, and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. And remember, there are no guilty pleasures when it comes to music, movies, and all art preferences. Love what you love and enjoy what you enjoy. That connection, such a gift. And until the next time, take care and take care of each other. Bye bye.
awesome, man. That was fun.